Healthy soil is everything in a productive garden. So today, we're going to break it down into 5 practical, no-fuss tips to turn that barren ground into a black gold paradise. By the end of this, you'll have a clear, actionable plan to build the foundation for the most productive and rewarding garden you've ever had. Alright, our first tip is probably the most crucial because it sets the stage for everything else. You have to properly clear and prepare your garden site. I know, it sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many beginner gardeners lose the battle before they even plant a single seed because they didn't take this step seriously. Your tender new vegetable seedlings are like babies. They just can't compete with established aggressive grass and weeds for water, sunlight, and nutrients. If you just dig a few holes in your lawn and plop some plants in, those surrounding weeds will win. Every single time. You'll spend the rest of the season in a frustrating, back-breaking war against relentless invaders. So, how do you do it right? You have a couple of great options. If you've got a smaller plot, good old-fashioned manual labor with a sharp spade is really effective. You can cut the sod into manageable squares and just peel it back. Pro tip: make sure to shake all that good topsoil from the grassroots and get it back into your garden bed. But my favorite method, especially for larger areas, is the smother technique, often called sheet mulching. It's way less work and it actually starts building your soil from day one. You just lay down a layer of plain, unwaxed cardboard right on top of the grass and weeds. Overlap the edges so no light can get through. Then water it down really well. On top of that cardboard, you pile on a thick layer of compost, shredded leaves, or straw. This light-blocking layer smothers the vegetation underneath, which then decomposes and becomes food for the earthworms and microbes you want to attract. It's a total win-win. You eliminate the competition and start feeding your future soil in one go. For the best results, try to do this the season before you plant, like in the fall, to give everything time to break down over the winter. Our second tip is the absolute game changer for any soil type, whether you're dealing with that rock-hard clay or the lifeless sand I mentioned before. You must add quality organic matter, and the king of all organic matter is compost. Let's quickly talk about why this is so important. Most soil problems really just come down to poor structure. Clay soil has tiny, flat particles that stick together, leaving no room for air or for water to drain. This is why it gets waterlogged and plant roots can literally drown or suffocate. Sandy soil is the complete opposite. The particles are large and round, so water and nutrients run straight through it like a sieve, leaving your plants constantly thirsty and hungry. Now think of compost as the ultimate soil conditioner. It's like a sponge. For that loose, sandy soil, compost gives it substance, helping it hold onto the moisture and nutrients your plants desperately need. And for that dense clay, compost works its way in and forces the tiny particles apart, creating millions of tiny air pockets. This improves drainage and lets roots finally breathe and stretch out. It's the single best thing you can do to fix either of these problem soils. So, how much do you need? For a new garden bed, you'll want to spread a generous layer, about 2 to 3 inches deep, right over the surface. Then gently work it into the top 6 to 12 inches of your existing soil with a sturdy garden fork or a shovel. When you're done, your soil will be dark, crumbly, and teeming with life. And when you see a lot of worms wiggling around, that's a fantastic sign your soil is healthy, which always leads to healthy plants. Hey, if you're already picturing your future garden full of that dark, rich soil, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It really helps the channel out and lets me know we're on the right track to helping you grow a fantastic garden. Okay, tip number 3 can sound a bit like high school chemistry class, but stick with me because it's so much easier than you think, and it saves a world of frustration. You need to test your soil. Think of it this way. Your soil could be packed with nutrients, but if its pH is out of balance, those nutrients are locked up and completely unavailable to your plants. It's like having a full pantry, but you've lost the key. You can add all the fertilizer you want, but if the pH is wrong, your plants will still starve. This is often the hidden reason behind yellowing leaves and stunted growth that leaves so many gardeners scratching their heads. While different veggies have their own preferences, most can thrive in a soil pH between 5.5 and 7.5. The sweet spot for making most nutrients available is generally between 6.0 and 7.0. So how do you find out your number? The easiest way is with a simple home test kit from any garden center. For a more detailed analysis, you can send a soil sample to your local cooperative extension lab. They'll give you a full report on your pH and also on your main nutrient levels like phosphorus and potassium. Once you have your results, you have a clear path forward. If your soil is too acidic, the report will likely tell you to add garden lime to raise the pH. If it's too alkaline, you might add elemental sulfur to lower it. The report will tell you exactly what to do. Taking this one step moves you from guessing and hoping to knowing and growing. It's the difference between being a gardener who struggles and one who succeeds. All right, on to tip 4, which is all about protecting the amazing living soil you've just worked so hard to build. You need to mulch and mulch generously. In nature, you almost never see bare soil, right? It's always covered with a layer of fallen leaves, pine needles, or other decaying stuff. We want to mimic that in our garden. Applying a 2 to 4 inch layer of organic mulch does 3 critical jobs all at once. First, it's a blanket that insulates your soil. It keeps moisture in, which means you'll have to water far less often. It also moderates the soil temperature, keeping roots cooler and happier during that intense summer heat. Second, it's your #1 ally in the war against weeds. That thick layer of mulch blocks sunlight, preventing most weed seeds from ever even germinating. The few that do pop through will be weak and super easy to pull from the loose mulch. This alone will save you countless hours of work. Third, as that organic mulch slowly breaks down, it continuously feeds the soil and all the microbial life within it. It's like a slow drip of nutrients and organic matter all season long. So what should you use? Great options for a vegetable garden include straw. Just make sure it's not hay, which is full of seeds, shredded leaves, or untreated grass clippings. You generally want to avoid coarse wood bark mulch, which can be a bit too clunky for a veggie bed and can temporarily tie up nitrogen as it decomposes. After you've planted your seedlings, just tuck this layer of mulch all around them, being careful not to pile it directly against the plant stems. And finally, our 5th tip is all about maintaining that incredible momentum throughout the growing season. You've built the perfect home for your plants. Now you just need to provide consistent room service with smart watering and the right food. Let's start with watering. The most common beginner mistake is to stand back and just spray the whole garden down with a harsh jet from a hose. This is a big problem. Wetting the leaves of your plants, especially in the evening, is like rolling out the welcome mat for fungal diseases like powdery mildew. Instead, you want to deliver water directly to the soil, right at the base of the plant. A soaker hose or a drip irrigation system is perfect for this. They deliver water slowly and deeply, which encourages roots to grow down deep into the soil instead of staying near the surface. And how do you know when to water? Don't guess. Just use the finger test. Stick your index finger about 2 inches into the soil. If it comes out dry, it's time to water. If it feels moist, you can wait. Next up is feeding. Even the richest soil will get a little depleted as your hungry vegetable plants grow and produce. You need to replenish those nutrients. About every 2 to 4 weeks during the peak of the growing season, give your plants a boost with a balanced organic liquid fertilizer. Things like fish emulsion or a liquid seaweed feed are fantastic options. They're easily absorbed and provide a wide range of micronutrients that your plants need to thrive and fight off problems like blossom end rot, which is often caused by inconsistent watering and nutrient uptake. So there you have it. 5 practical, straightforward steps to master your soil. Let's quickly recap the plan. First, you're going to clear your site properly to get rid of all that weed competition. Second, you'll load it up with at least 2 to 3 inches of quality compost to fix your soil structure. Third, you'll test your soil pH so you know your plants can actually get to the nutrients. Fourth, you'll protect that beautiful soil and smother weeds with a thick layer of organic mulch. And fifth, you'll water deeply at the base of your plants and feed them regularly all season long. If you follow these 5 steps, I promise you, you won't just build healthy living soil. You'll also build the confidence to have an incredibly successful and productive first harvest. You're going to be amazed at what your barren wasteland can become. Now it's time to get out there, get your hands dirty, and get started on that path to healthy soil. Before you go, I have a question for you. What's your biggest soil struggle? Is it compacted clay, fast-draining sand, or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments below. Sharing our challenges is a great way for us all to learn and grow together. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and happy gardening!